Hi, I'm Diane Marie Collins, and you have entered the DM Zone. I am visiting today with Dr. Eileen Borris, or as I like to call her, Dr. B. Welcome to the DM Zone, Dr. B.
Oh, thank you so much, DM. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Now, I was going to also add, you have done this, been there, and worked with around the world conflict resolution. Can you share one or two of those stories with me where you've actually been there and helped this happen?
I think one of the stories is Nigeria. And I love Nigeria because I first was asked to go in and work with the Christians and the Muslims in that kind of conflict and also deal with the legality, the Constitution. And so I was facilitating peace dialogues. And when the Christians and Muslims experienced that, they recognized there's something to conflict resolution. So they asked me to come back and give a training in conflict resolution. How do we actually resolve it? What are the tools? And somebody came up to me from the group and said, if I only knew this, I wouldn't have killed so-and-so. We just wonder. And then they asked me to come back to do the work of the schools of forgiveness. So they really understood that this is a process that involves the individual, the community, the nation, and that they needed to do their own inner healing in order to be even more effective in healing communities and nations.
Well, this book sounds so exciting and so important, especially at this time of our world, what's happening in it. Besides the metaphor of the tango, for takes two to tango, there's also real science, neuroscience. Let's talk about that.
We've been so hardwired for revenge, and we have neuroscience that shows what goes on in the brain when we get angry. We're also hardwired for forgiveness. So where revenge was a survival mechanism, we go back to our ancestors, they had needed to protect themselves from tribes coming in. Part of our survival now is we have to learn how to get along with one another for survival. And so there's actually a way to also goad our brain in learning how to forgive. And we are able to do this by helping people become more care-worthy, feeling safe, and then there are also triggers, and this is why reparations become important, because if you've hurt me and then you are willing to give me something in terms of reparations, it registers in my mind that you're suffering too. And it helps me learn to forgive. We're learning a whole lot in neuroscience. We're learning about empathy. We're learning about what it takes in terms of how do we set ourselves up to, for example, bring back child soldiers into the community through the rituals and by giving them meaning into the community again. That's the care-worthiness. This all gets registered in different parts of our brain. And as we learn how to work with these things, we begin to learn how to work with our brain. And there's a lot more research that I'm actually now involved with that helps us connect the neuroscience with conflict resolution and with peace building. And so some of that is covered in the book as well.
Everything that you've been saying makes me think that you've actually been working with healing nations, and you actually went to the United Nations and spoke there. Let's talk a little about that as well.
I've been so fortunate. I was invited to speak at the United Nations General Assembly on forgiveness and the healing of nations. And it's very rare that an individual actually gets invited to talk about this. And in that talk, I really told leaders that people are ready for this, that leaders need to start taking the steps to do this because there are people who are wanting to follow, and the importance of this healing for the nation and how it will improve on so many levels what goes on in a nation. So these were some of the topics I talked about, and talked about why are we really here? What is the reason for us living here today? How do we actually heal ourselves and nations? And it was really groundbreaking work, and certainly something that the United Nations wasn't used to hearing. It was really quite something.
And I think that probably that experience is what propelled you to this new book.
Absolutely. I saw so much of what it took to heal on an individual level and the profound effects it had and the transformative effects it had on an individual. And I began to really think, well, if individuals can do that, and nations are made up of individuals, how can we harness this to actually heal nations?
It's exciting and takes two to tango. Hopefully we'll be here soon. I cannot wait. Thank you again, Dr. B, for sharing time with me.
Thanks so much, DM. It's been my pleasure.
And you have been in the DM Zone. Come back soon.
Hi, I'm Dr. Borris, and I'm the author of Takes Two to Tango. Are you ready to dance? Takes Two to Tango is about helping you learn how to heal not only yourself, but to learn to heal nations. And I'm ready to help anyone who wants to dance with me. So come along, learn about the book, and connect with me. I'm here for you. I want to teach you how you can help not only heal yourself, but heal nations that you might be living in. It's an important book, it's important work, and I'm ready to dance. Thank you. I'm Eileen Borris, known as Dr. B. Come and connect with me on my website. It's drborris.com, drborris.com. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.